What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Sunday, August 25th, 2024, and we are back with another live here on the Torian Rain Reloaded channel. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. If you are new to the channel, I'm glad that you are here. Hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. Shout out to all the members over here. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to everybody over there on Patreon. All of those who send me stories. Shout out to everybody in the Discord. If you have not joined the Discord, make sure that you do, because today will be the first time that I will be utilizing that StreamYard channel in the Discord. Remember when I was telling you that today would be the day that I would do it? So I'm going to drop the invite link in there. I'm not dropping it in the chat. So you have to be in the Discord if you want to come up and discuss this topic, which I'm sure many of you are going to be very opinionated about, especially if you've already heard what the audio that I'm going to play for you today. But before I go ahead and get into all of that, before I name off give all the acknowledgments of the people that is here so far in the chat, shout out to each and every person that is in here right now, whether you typed in the chat already or you haven't done so already, that reached out to me and, were wishing me well. With these last couple of days. As y'all know, I put it up on my community tab. I also put it up on Instagram and on Facebook and in Discord that I did get the woo-woo. Some people was like, what are you talking about the woo-woo? I'm talking about C19. Yeah, I actually took a test a couple days ago on Saturday. No, not Saturday, on Friday. And that's when I found out that I had it. As a matter of fact, when I did that live about Disney, that I had it then, but I just didn't know it. I'm thinking maybe I just have allergies or it's a cold or something like that. And I took it. I took 2 of them and I was positive on both of them. As a matter of fact, when I get off of this live, I'm going to take another one to see where I'm at. But this one was a little bit more mild compared to what I had the first time I had it back in 2022, when I had it for the first time. And that was rough. It was so rough, in fact, that I would not even been able to sit up for longer than 15 minutes without wanting to lay back down, because my body was just so drained. But with this one, I could sit up for longer periods of times opposed to the last time. But percentage-wise, I'm probably at about an 80, 85 right now. Once I can kick this congestion, I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice, then I should be good. But like I said, I'm going to take another one after this live is over and see where we at. But now let me go ahead and see who is here so far in the chat. We got Craig Colson, Reparations Nation, Denise Scales, Robert C., Chris Vesey, Tildog 12, Champion Gamer, Eric H., Scoop 2003, The Church of Black Power, Black Light Revelations 2, RBJ, Wilson's 4, Joseph Washington, Wallow J., Sun Goddess, Sneakers Shop Talk, Matthew Wilson, Donna C., Sovereign Black, I Am 6, Derry B., Cosmo Fury, Rachel Marin, Don P. Ben, John Guillory, The Church of Black Power, James Denny, Bushido Brown, The Geek Surgeon, 7 Scales, Silas T. Who else do I see? In the Alucard 7944, Dwayne Williams, Dark Titan, Dimple Face, and shout out to DSB for gifting a membership. And I'm seeing a bunch of them pop up. I think I see who they gave it to, but shout out to DSB for gifting the membership. I'll play the drop once I go through all of the names. Oh, I see John also gifted a membership as well. And I see Always Me is the one that ended up with the membership from DSB. Let's see, Ferocity. Forgive me, y'all. I can, if I mispronounce your name. Ferocity F. Okay, we got Carl Hayes became a member, and Jesse became a member as well. DSB gifted another membership. CMO 27. John gave another membership as well to Maneuver. John did it again. Shout out to you, John. John is in a giving mood today, y'all. It's Christmas in August. Shamika Gray, shout out to Shamika. Also, shout out to the Church of Black Power for being a member of the channel for 2 months. He said, "Still, well, my brother, your well-being is important to all of us. I appreciate that." Who else we got in here? M. Flournoy, Tedra, David, Yanni 2436, Mary Cersei, Bougie Barbie, FBA Queen, Jay the Informant, Rocco Muro, and Anita Harrell. And FBA Queen just gifted 5 memberships. Y'all are coming through with the memberships. I need to get a drop just specifically for the memberships. Shout out to FBA Queen for contributing 5 memberships to Jay the Informant, Yanni2436, Christopher Stitt, Moochie, my internet auntie, my internet auntie, and Z Square Z. We got Craig J in the building. AM Ray. Let me go ahead and play the drop right now before some more stuff comes in. And if it is, I'll drop another drop. Y'all must know this is going to be a good stream because not only did y'all flood in here immediately, but y'all, all I was saying was thank y'all for the well wishes because I wasn't feeling good, and all these memberships just dropped in out of the sky like it's crazy. But I'm glad that everybody is able to contribute whenever they can, and I'm glad for all the members for the month, and also shout out to Green-Eyed Soul 71 for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that as well. Okay, I think we have everybody here so far. Like I said, we got 170 people in here so far. We haven't even gotten to the actual audio yet, but we about to get there. Listen, I got my water right here next to me, just in case, because you never know. But I'm glad that y'all are wishing me well and all of that good stuff. All right, before we actually get into everything, how many people, by letting me know, put a 1 in the chat if you heard the audio from Rickey Smiley that I'm going to play today. Put a 2 in the chat if you have not, if this will be your first time hearing it. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 1s. I see a couple of 2s. I'm seeing plenty of 1s up in the chat, and I'm seeing some 2s, so I'm seeing a mixed bag. Well, for those who have put a 2, y'all are in. I would say y'all are in for a treat, but y'all are actually in for a cringe because that's exactly what this is. I actually was able to hear this in its entirety a couple days ago, but the audio was up for about 2 weeks, I believe, because it was on his radio show. Now, luckily and fortunately for me, the audio doesn't have any visuals. I mean, it does, but it's not like visuals like movement. It's like pictures, almost like slides. But I protected myself anyway and decided to put a filter over it anyway. And to further protect myself with this, I'm going to go ahead now and play the disclaimer. Yeah, Denzimas, I'm having a live today. Typically, I wouldn't go live on Sundays, but yesterday I wasn't feeling my best. I'm still a little bit under the weather, but I'm doing a lot better today than I was yesterday. And shout out to the 207 people that we have in here so far. And we are about to now go ahead and play some of this audio. And let me just tell y'all right now, it's absolutely ridiculous for those who haven't heard it yet.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 24 minutes after the hour, y'all got your front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Here's what's happening in news. Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota held their first joint campaign rally together in Philadelphia.
And by the way, y'all, this audio that y'all are hearing, this was before the DNC. As y'all know, the DNC was last week. This came, I think, the week before. Just giving y'all a heads up for those who haven't heard it yet.
Kamala Harris praised Walz going down his list of titles from coach to congressman and even military veteran. She ended his introduction, Ricky, saying, and in 91 days, the nation will know Coach Walz by another name, Vice President of the United States. Are you excited about Tim Walz? I already know the answer to that question.
Always.
What excites you the most about him?
Just that he's just a regular, like he reminds you of your high school principal. He reminds you of your high school football coach, and he was a football coach that led his team to a national, not national, but to a state championship. And he is just awesome. He's for the people. He stand up for women's rights, and he's a popular governor in the great state of Minnesota, which Trump won in 2016. That state was picked off by Joe Biden, and I think we'll definitely get his state and the state of Pennsylvania as well. Either one of those governors would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay.
Here it goes. And here is where the BS begins. Buckle up, y'all. Here it is. He's getting his cue. No pun intended, because in case y'all didn't know, Rickey Smiley is a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, aka the Q Dogs. But he's getting his political cue from Roland Wet Yam Martin by immediately saying that they're sick, just sick of the black people on the internet. So this is the beginning, y'all. This is the beginning of the PS. Mind y'all, this is about a 10-minute audio that y'all about to hear. And it's a lot of effery that's about to be said by him. Mainly him.
So if you're not with her, that means you with Trump. And y'all need to block every last one of their asses on Facebook. And
that's that talking point right there. I'm sick of that talking point. If you're not with her, then you're with Trump. I loathe that talking point. That's right up there with me. Well, if you don't vote, that's a vote towards him. Like I told you in the title, Rickey Smiley gave numerous reasons of why we should not support Kamala Harris. Now, I want y'all to understand this. I have said that these shills are some of the worst parts of any political cycle. They make it so frustrating between the ones on the left and the ones on the right. And also, by the way, I'm giving y'all a little tease. Y'all see how I'm doing this video right here with Rickey Smiley? Y'all are going to get the same type of video towards the end of the week. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to happen on Saturday, but it's going to be from the conservative perspective. So get ready for that one, because that one's going to be a doozy as well.
And on Instagram and social media and stop. Like, that's just garbage.
Yeah.
It's just garbage.
Can
Everybody
we be
got to
united
find,
on anything?
Can't agree on a damn bucket of chicken. One person want a hot dog.
I always complain.
Black folks get on my damn nerves, man. Why everybody making all these celebrities making all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you and treated you bad in court. I got treated bad in court too. But
see, what you're also going to know going through this is he's going to do a lot of self-serving talk. A lot of it is going to be from his perspective and not as the collective. And you're going to hear that quite a bit, especially this one part in there that's probably going to for sure piss a lot of people off. Somebody actually said it in the chat a little while back, but y'all probably didn't catch it.
With her, because a vote for her, if you sit at home and you don't support her, you're a definitely.
Hey, shout out to the couch. Shout out to the couch.
Definitely supporting Donald Trump. You can vote for who you want to, but don't be trying to encourage other people and sit up there and put bad.
And see, that's a lot right there. You see what he just said? Now, he just started off talking about how we not supporting her and all this type of stuff, and they're going to come back and say you can support who you want to. What do I tell you about that word but? Anything that comes after the word but is usually a load of what? BS. He doesn't mean that. Listen, when they say you can vote for whoever you want to, they are lying. They want you to vote a particular way. I just want y'all to understand something. What we are hearing right now is just a prerequisite of what we're going to hear closer and closer to the election, and when the election gets here and after the election is over. Shoot, we might even hear this going even all the way to January 20th when the inauguration happens. and even then some after.
Stuff. Where's that same energy for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
We do have the same energy for him. Has he not been watching what we've been saying? Or maybe, you know what? I don't know who he's been watching. And clearly he hasn't been watching the new black media. And shout out to Russell Red for the 5. He said, Boule black folks crazy trying to tell other black folks what to do. These Boule fraternity people think they run the black community. They don't pay my bills. None of our bills. And I appreciate the contribution.
You ain't got to be a dope boy to have money.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just like, don't vote for him. It is what it is.
They're not even doing, y'all not even out here doing real research to look at her record. If you do the research.
What do you mean we're not doing real research? Shout out to Kid Gravity, one of the best, I guess you could say, political analysts we have over here in the new black media, who hasn't been really wrong about a good 90% of the things that he said and has come to pass with this political cycle or a lot of other things. That's why I be reaching out to him and saying, KG, slide me them Powerball numbers. He says, as long as I get 5% of the winnings, I said, you know what? I have no problem with that. And I'm going to keep them numbers in because you know what? I believe some of those numbers will hit, if not all of them. It would be a miracle if all of them hit, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But there are people, see, and it's going to this thing of they think that black people are politically dumb because we don't vote a certain way or we don't move a certain way. That's why I said I try to stay away from the political stuff as much as possible, because this right here can give you a headache. It can really, really, really stress you out if you will let it. I don't know how KG manages to do it, but for me personally, I could not do it. I told him the other day, the only reason I'm watching the DNC is because you're streaming it. Because there's no way on my own accord, on my own free will, that I would have watched this. The same thing with the RNC. And shoot, if y'all was in KG's chat, he had more commercial breaks on the DNC than anything. Because some of the people that got up there and spoke, we don't know what in the world they were talking about. He had commercial breaks when he was showing old clips from Donahue when Dr. Khalid Muhammad was on there checking them dub S's. Same thing with Sister Shahrazad Ali. We had more fun watching that than whatever they were talking about at the DNC, and still found out what they were talking about at the DNC, which really was a whole bunch of nothing.
Search or whatever, stop believing everything you read and do real research. You can see what a record is. You can see what she have done. I think you can Google what have Kamala Harris done for the black community or things that
done for or done to. That's two different things
that black people benefit from a lot. We need to stand with her. Yes. We need to stand with her. She's great. She will make a great president. And what a blessing to be living in a time where a black woman can become president of the United States of America. And
that's another lie they need to stop peddling. Listen, they going down that hill. They are going to sit on it. It's a reason why I've given her the title of Chameleon, because that woman has changed her nationality, or her nationality has been changed in the media more times than Mystique has shapeshifted. It is unbelievable how one day she's South Asian, then she's Indian, then she's black. I even heard one time someone called her Indian African American. I said, what in the world is going on here? What in the upside down from Stranger Things is happening right now? We all saw at the DNC when she had her family up on that stage. I didn't see not one black person that was up on that stage. Did y'all? Because I inquiring minds, because I didn't see it.
Our time we get a black man and a black woman become president, that's unheard of.
Come on, man.
Stop it.
Messy.
Be on the right.
Shout out to Russell Red again for the 10. He says, we know these celebrities are paid to push this crap to us when these illegals come in and getting government payouts and free housing plus business opportunities, moving them in our neighborhoods crazy. Right.
When you're successful, you got new friends like Benjamin, Ulysses, and my favorite, Woodrow.
And like y'all saying in the chat, black when it's convenient.
Right
Black
side of
people.
history. Be
Yeah.
on
Stop
the
it.
right side of history.
That's so, it's just the Amber Rose and everybody got all these videos and stuff and talking about Kamala Harris talking out of both sides of her. How would you say something so disrespectful? Even if you felt that way, I wouldn't dare make a video or say nothing like that to the vice president of the United
Mary said she said her sister husband, and that's probably the only black person that was up on that stage is her brother-in-law. But as far as bloodline,
United States of America that's trying to stand up and that's going to possibly pick 2 United States Supreme Court justices or whatever to try to keep the laws in place that Thurgood Marshall and all of the people that have paved the way and try to redo and get back into some of this settled law, women's rights to choose, your voting rights, and Brown versus the Board of Education. Do your homework, black
Hold
people.
up. Let me just.
shout out to Denise for the 5. She says Kamala Harris is absolutely fake. And so is the person who is talking right now, trying to tell us how dumb we are politically. But thank you, Denise, for the 5.
I'm gonna say for you. Tell them to bring me my money.
And also shout out to Sovereign Black for the $4.99. They said Rickey Smiley, D.L. Hughley, Boule, Wet Yam Martin. These Stevens hate black people who think for themselves and not tap dance for massa. Exactly.
Dollar happy dance. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at?
Craig said, how much longer is it? We are 3 minutes and 41 seconds in of a 10-minute video. Yeah, we are 3 minutes and 41 seconds into a 10-minute video. I apologize.
To tell you something right here that could be very historic, and Kay pointed this out to me. If Kamala Harris is elected, she would be sworn in
She could be
on
sworn in
MLK Day
by the first black Supreme
and
Court
possibly
woman
by
justice.
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yeah.
Does
Stop
that
it.
not
I don't think that's how it works, but okay, fine, whatever. I guess you're trying to find symbolism wherever you can.
give you chills?
Come on
Stop
now.
it.
Does that not send
Maria,
just make your
That does not even make me shift in my seat. Does it, y'all, what y'all just heard her say, does that move you in any kind of way? Does that send a chill through your body? Because it doesn't move me. I guess that makes us the bad people. I guess we are indeed the villains.
whole body vibrate?
Maria,
Oh my
I can go
gosh.
deep into that. You got a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated reading in a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
What does that mean to anybody? And shout out to Philip D. Redden Jr. for the 5. He says the fact she doesn't mention or show her father enough love bothers the hell out of me. And it's interesting you say that because I think during the DNC when she was talking about her family and they was about to come out and everything like that, I think they said that she only mentioned him briefly. Doesn't that sound a lot like what's her name? Mammy Steele? Because she kind of did the same thing.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it.
But I appreciate the contribution. It was like a blip on the radar type of mention. Because every time we saw images with her as a girl, as a little girl, with her family, we always saw pictures of her and her siblings with their mother. We always saw pictures even alone by herself with her mother. How many pictures did they put up with her mother and her father together? How many pictures was put up in them slides of Kamala and her siblings with their father? I can't remember seeing one.
Into the damn White House. What's
Come
wrong
on
with
now.
y'all?
Come on, man.
MLK.
Ricky, don't be slamming on your desk like that. You're going to have to pay for that if you break it. I'm just saying. You hear that man slam, like banging on his desk like that? He's that frustrated. And shout out to, we have crossed 306 people. We are 306 people deep in the chat. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, and if you are new, hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it.
Hey, Holiday.
But y'all
Baby,
mad because she ain't talking about
Who
reparations.
was a
man.
member? Who was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated?
Come on, now.
Come on now.
Game.
Rick, okay, let me just say something. Ricky, the reason why you bringing up these fraternities and sororities doesn't mean much is because as a collective, let's be real here. Even for those of us who went to an HBCU, all of us did not pledge these fraternities. So that means nothing to us. Number two, what does that have to do with policy? Nothing. This, again, is all symbolism. The fact you mentioned the sorority that she's in, you mentioned Ketanji Brown Jackson, the sorority she's in, you mentioned someone else in the fraternity that he's in, you're in a fraternity, you talk about this is going to happen on MLK Day. That's all symbolic gestures that the collective of us do not care about. Y'all are the only ones getting excited about it, and the fact that y'all are getting excited about that lets you know that you don't care anything about whatever policy she may or may not have. You just want her there because of what she quote unquote represents on face value. Now, one time did they mention we like her because of whatever policy she put out there? They only said, oh, she's an AKA. She went to Howard University. If she wins, she'll get sworn in on MLK's birthday. Okay. And life goes on. The sky is still blue. The sun is still beaming. We still got to get up and go to work. We got bills to pay, families to take care of. There it is.
Oh my God,
Game
that just
changer.
gave me chills. That gave me
Rock team.
chills.
Game changer,
Rock team.
dog.
Well, Ricky, you said that gave you chills. Maybe the AC is up too high in that booth. That might be what it is.
Game.
Man,
Talk about game.
y'all better come
Go
get
to
me off
sports,
this radio
you better
today.
come get
Hey,
him.
hey, you keep going. You want to keep
Today.
going, dog? You want to keep
Today.
going? Oh,
Hey.
they ain't gonna be mad at you today, Rick.
I
Hey, man.
don't care. Well, stop the music.
Go, dog.
Stop
Go.
the music.
Go.
I don't care about who get mad.
Here's the thing, Rickey Smiley. We're not mad. I promise you, none of us are mad. My blood pressure is very stable right now as I'm talking. I don't think it's anybody in this chat of 325 people that are upset with what you're saying. Why? Because just like Sunshine Anderson, and I always like referencing Sunshine Anderson when I say this, we heard it all before. Nothing you've said up until this point and anything you say here after remotely surprise. You know what? It is going to be something he does say. Like I said, for those of y'all who haven't seen this, it is something that will piss you off that he does say. But everything he said up until this point is not even remotely surprising or shocking because it's repetitive. I wish I would lose my mind over something I've heard dozens of times before, but just out of the voice box of somebody else.
I know I'm right.
Exactly.
I know I'm right. Y'all need to stop. Do y'all realize Medgar Evers died for voting rights? All these people that have risked their life from slavery up until the...
Oh, now here he go talking about who died for us to vote. That, again, another talking point that they run into the ground. And shout out to Michael Knight for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. See what he's now doing. He's digging up the bones of our civil rights icons. He brought up Medgar Evers. Why did you do that? See, that's what you call pulling at the heartstrings. The thing is, let's be real here, Rickey Smiley, he's not wagging his finger at us because the thing is, we already know what's real. We know what's up and up. He's talking to them people that don't know no better. Maybe the people that's voting for the first time, you know, they might get excited and all types of stuff like that. What they want to have is a repeat of 2008 when Obama won. That's what they're going for. That's the angle. That's the push that they're trying to go for, is a repeat of Obama. Let me tell you something right now. The landscape was a lot different in 08. Times was very different in 08. That will not be replicated no matter how hard you try, no matter who you try to install. That was like catching lightning in a bottle. That's not happening again. But they keep trying to do it with her.
Civil rights movement, just where we can have an opportunity to do what we do, to do what we can do. We ain't seen nothing like this since Barack Obama was running for president in 2008.
What did I just say? What did I just say? Spoken into existence. I don't know why he says we haven't seen nothing like this since Barack Obama, because this is not that. I don't know if Rickey is looking through a different set of lenses, but what I witnessed in 2008 is vastly different than what I'm witnessing in 2024.
We need to stop.
The great John Lewis.
Right.
Oh, God, here they go. Yeah. There it is, y'all. Someone mentioned it in the chat that they was going to bring up John Lewis. And there it is.
John Lewis and Ralph Abernathy. All of these people that have paved the way for us. We are the new civil rights leaders. We got to get behind people like Ben Crump and Kamala Harris and all these people.
He just gave two examples. Who? Who did he say? And notice he's speaking French a lot. Y'all notice that, right? He's speaking another language. He's saying we need to this and we need to do that. No, we do not need. Rickey Smiley, speak for yourself. If you want to do this, fine, go on ahead. But you do not have any type of authority or agency over the rest of us who are thinking for ourselves.
Out here that's doing like Roland Martin and all of these people that's out here, and Joy Reid.
He mentioned wet yam. He mentioned Saturn rings. He mentioned wet yam and Saturn rings. Listen, he's giving some bad examples right now. I'm just saying.
You want to be educated, if you really want to know the truth, all you got to do is turn to MSNBC and watch Joy Reid, and she gonna give you a whole history lesson every night on MSNBC. And
so you just plugged MSNBC and Saturn Rings show. A network and an entity over at that network that I'm sure many of us in the chat don't even watch. This dude said if we want to know the truth, to turn our TVs on or phones on to MSNBC and go watch Joy Reid. That is what he said.
What did you say, nigga?
And then after that, Rachel Maddow.
Well, at least we know what Rickey Smiley watches. It's clear we know what his TV is set to.
All I gotta do is just watch.
And it's not opinion, it's facts.
No, that is opinion. Whoever the co-host is, that was an opinion. That was not a fact.
Do this right here.
Yeah, and
don't be on the internet doing Kamala Harris like that.
Yeah,
I don't care what issue you got with black women. Your mama's a black woman. How about that? Let's start there.
Wait, let me hold on. I missed that. Let me go back and hear what he just said.
Harris like that.
Yeah,
I don't care what issue you got with black women. Your mama's a black woman.
So now, apparently, if you don't support Kamala Harris, an alleged black woman, and you put that in big air quotes, apparently we don't care about our mothers now. And shout out to Preston White for subscribing to the channel. He said, if we don't support, in so many words, if we don't support Kamala Harris, then apparently we don't like our black mothers. Kamala's mother isn't even a black woman. Absolutely ridiculous. Shout out to Ozzy for the 2. He said his last name is Smiley for a reason. Buck dancer, right? Exactly. I appreciate the contribution.
I'm rich! I'm rich! I'm rich!
Someone say rich?
Exactly, Rokamuro. This gaslighting is bad. This is literally what this is. This is literally what Rickey Smiley is doing right now, is straight up pure gaslight. And I'm glad there's a lot of people that's not falling for it.
How about that? Let's start there. I don't care what, and I'm talking to the men right here. Your mother.
Y'all. To the men in the chat, y'all better listen up, y'all. Professor Smiley is about to give us a lesson. Let me rewind it a little bit. He about to give us a little talking to the men in the chat.
How about that? Let's start there. I don't care what, and I'm talking to the men right here. Your mother is a black woman. Don't forget that. Don't forget that your sister is a black woman. And as a black man, I stand proudly with Kamala Harris this morning.
You cannot make this up, y'all. How does me, and to all the black men that's in the chat who have black mothers, which I'm assuming all of us do, how does us having a black mother or a black female cousin or a black sister, how does that, I can't even get my words together to navigate how ridiculous what he just said sounded. So because we have a black mother or a black sibling or black sister, a black female cousin or auntie, whatever, grandmother, whoever, that means we have to vote for her on that alone. So let's see. Let's run down the reasons why, according to Rickey Smiley, why we got to vote for her. 1, because she's allegedly a black woman, allegedly. 2, she's an AKA. 3, she went to Howard. 2, because Ketanji Brown Jackson is allegedly going to be swearing her in and she's a Delta. Someone else is an Alpha. He's a Q. Our mother is black. Our sister is black. Our auntie is black. Our grandmother is black. Our female cousin is black. So am I caught up? Am I caught up? Because apparently these are the reasons why we're supposed to be supporting her. These are his words, not mine. Y'all can go and run that back in case y'all didn't hear it the first time. And speaking of KG, he done dropped a little membership dono on us. He said, shout out to you again, KG, for being a member for 29 months. He says, B1 Night Rider checking in. He said, Rickey Smiley needs to learn how to dress up his talking points better. Listen, I don't think he can. I don't think he can. Cosma said, my work boots are black. You're going to, hey, but hold on, Cosma. Are your work boots named after a woman? That you got to make sure that's in there too. If your boots are named after a woman, preferably a woman with a black name, then yes.
With tears in my eyes.
I get it, KG. I get it.
It means so much to me. Do you know the lady picked up the phone and called me when my son died?
Okay, this is the part right here, y'all. This is the part right here that a lot of people were very pissed off about with what Rickey Smiley is about to say. For those who didn't catch it. As a matter of fact, shout out to Vicky Dillard because she talked about this on her stream and she cut this part out and then uploaded it as its own little video. And when I tell you, Vicky Dillard went off in a way that I've never seen her go off. And y'all know she can be very passionate about the stuff she talks about, but she went off when Rickey Smiley got to this part right here. I want y'all to listen to what this man is about to say in reference to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden calling him after his son passed, his oldest son.
How about that? How about how personal her and Joe Biden has been? How about Joe Biden wrote me a letter naming my grandkids and naming my son's name in a personal handwritten letter? How kind, how thoughtful, how genuine, they're just genuine and sincere. And I love people like that.
Before I go in on that, shout out to Ozzy again for the 10. He says, what do I look like taking advice from a guy who sounds like he's constipated? Exactly.
You ain't got to be a dope boy to have money.
I appreciate that. So you have Rickey Smiley right here talking about how when his son passed, his oldest son, and that's unfortunate. And I remember when that happened. He said that Kamala Harris picked up the phone and called him to wish him condolences about it. Nothing wrong with that. He said that Joe Biden wrote him a letter, sending him condolences and all types of stuff like that. And what he just said, nothing wrong with that. But why would you bring that up as a talking point to try to push people to vote for this woman? Why would you use your dead son as a talking point, as a political talking point at that? Listen, I want y'all to understand this. What he said right here, almost pretty much negates every piece of crap he just said leading up to it. This part right here is very, very telling. But that was absolutely out of order. Why would you bring that up? It almost makes me want to know how his mother's son, how the mother feels with him saying that. And again, going back to self-serving, that was something that they personally did for you. What does that have to do with the collective? Nothing.
And anybody, the person that got killed at the Trump rally, who do you think called that man's wife to offer his condolences? Joe Biden did. Joe Biden did. Trump didn't call him, and he took a bullet at a Trump rally. These are kind, loving people. If you look at their policy, you'll know what's going on. We need to stop, black people. Stop it.
And listen to his tone. We need to stop it, black people. Stop it. Doesn't that sound like a parent just like telling their child to just stop being, being bad, showing and displaying bad behavior? Almost like we're about to get a whooping or something like that. Again, I keep telling y'all, the shills on both sides, the left, right, conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican, two wings to the same buzzer, but those shills are some of the worst. Remember what I told y'all. Who's worse between the grifter and the supporter? Who's the worst between the two? It's the thing of they do not know how to talk to us. They know how to talk at us and how to talk down to us. Because they literally have in their mind that we are just so politically unintelligent. that we just don't know what we're talking about, and that they're the smartest people in the room. Absolutely ridiculous.
Stop attacking Kamala Harris. Stop it with the self-hatred. Even if you don't agree with everything she do, what do you think she can do as the vice president? She ain't not in control of the Congress and the Senate. If you know how government works, come on. Come on. We got an opportunity here of a lifetime. We'll be dead and gone, but we can say our generation, because we're not going to live ever, that we.
Look at that. He's doing the we thing again. I wish I could get $1 for every time this man said we in this entire video so far.
Voted a black man and a black woman to become president of the United States.
More symbolism. You heard what he just said. He says, let me run that back because I want y'all to hear what he said.
Can do as the vice president. She ain't not in control of the Congress and the Senate. If you know how government works, come on. Come on. We got an opportunity here of a lifetime. We'll be dead and gone, but we can say our generation, because we're not going to live ever, that we voted a black man and a black woman to become president of the United States.
See, that's how you know. He doesn't know one policy of hers. All this is for Rickey Smiley is the opportunity to say that I voted for Barack Obama and he won, and I voted for Kamala Harris and she won. He literally just told you right there that's what this is for him. It's a symbolic thing for him. It's almost like he's going into this not expecting to get anything in return. Just to say that I went to the polls, I went to the voting booth, I went and cast my vote. They gave me the little I voted sticker. I did my American civic duty. Let's hypothetically she got in, she won. Now I can say that historically I made history again in his eyes. I made history. Dimple said she said on video she wasn't gonna do, but that's the thing. They don't care about that, and it's not like they haven't seen it. I even saw somebody try to say and break down the whole video of what she said, and they did a bad and horrible job at that. People who say identity politics is not a thing is lying to you.
That's history. This is what Dr. King died for.
Oh no. Now he's doing, now this again is the same, when I tell you two wings, same buzzard, because PC be doing the same thing when they want to invoke Dr. King, especially I Have a Dream, content of character, not the color of their skin. Now he up here talking about this is what Dr. King died for. Hey, Ricky, can you tell us what Dr. King said before he actually died? I'm telling you, it wasn't I Have a Dream.
This is what Medgar Evers died for. This is what Rosa Parks went to jail for.
No, it wasn't. How is it a black man doesn't know basic black history? What? Rosa Parks did not go to jail to vote for voting or trying to vote. Dr. King didn't die for trying to vote. What is this?
The sacrifices that black people had to make. Your grandmother's cleaning up white people's house and cleaning and scrubbing floors and doing all of this stuff. All these black people made all these sacrifices for us.
Wait, wait a minute. Time out. Rickey Smiley, please tell me you did not pull a Van Essa Jones live on your show, live on air on your show. Did this man just start crying? Did this man just start crying? Wow. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. I didn't hear this part of it. I didn't hear this part. That's why this part caught me by surprise. Did this dude really start crying? No. Please tell me this man didn't pull a Van Ness.
Your grandmother's cleaning up white people's house and cleaning and scrubbing floors and doing all of this stuff.
Wait. Y'all, I'm sweating over here from laughing. Wait, I gotta run that back. Sorry. Oh man.
All of the sacrifices that black people had to make. Your grandmother's cleaning up white people's house and cleaning and scrubbing floors and doing all of this stuff.
It's how his voice cracked. It's how his voice cracked when he said, and your grandma's over there cleaning and scrubbing all this stuff. Oh, man. Trust me when I'm telling you, I'm not laughing at the circumstance because he's right. Our great-grandparents, or like our great-grandmothers, some of them did have to clean white folks' home for little pay. And shout out to the 400 people that's in the chat. However, the whole voting thing with the angle he's taking it, that's preposterous. And the fact that this man's voice cracked and he started to cry right here. Oh my God. Oh man. I'm gonna go and listen to this playback and be laughing all night. This is funny. This is hilarious. Huh. Woo! What's going on, Auntie? My internet auntie. Oh, Moochie, you missed something hilarious. Moochie, I'm gonna play this right back for you just so you can hear what just happened. Just for you.
Went to jail for all of the sacrifices that black people had to make. Your grandmother's cleaning up white people's house and cleaning and scrubbing floors and doing all of this stuff.
Oh, whoo, whoo. Oh my God. I can't breathe, y'all. I need some oxygen. That was too funny. Oh man. Let me try to bring it back down, y'all. This is probably the hardest y'all ever heard me laugh on stream before. Because I did not expect him to start crying like that. And the thing is, he didn't ease into the crying. He leaped. He jumped right into the waterworks. You know how some people just kind of ease their way into it? He just dived head first right into that. Okay, I'm going to play it one more time, y'all. One more time. Oh, man.
He died for it. This is what Medgar Evers died for. This is what Rosa Parks went to jail for. All of the sacrifices that black people had to make. Your grandmother's cleaning up white people's house and cleaning and scrubbing floors and doing all of this stuff.
Woo! Woo! Shout out to Isaac for the 2. He said Kyle Rittenhouse, the black version. Oh man, now if you want to see some ugly crying, that's definitely it.
You ain't gotta be a dope boy to have money.
Can you imagine? You know what? Now I know why they didn't have any visuals for this clip. Like I said, it was nothing but like pictures. It was because of this part right here. Imagine if they had this showing of Rickey Smiley crying and just leaping into that in them tears like that. I think I just did a whole ab workout in the last 5 to 10 minutes laughing at that. Oh man. I see the comments y'all are leaving. Oh my goodness. Let me continue with this, but because he just started crying here, and the thing is, he's probably going to do something else that's going to make me laugh again.
All these black people made all these sacrifices for us. Well, we can have this opportunity, and then you get a woman, now you want to question her race and question her ability and all this stuff. Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we like this? What is wrong? And I'm sitting here, I should be voting for Trump with the tax bracket that I'm in, but if I have to pay more taxes in order to do what's right, just where somebody else can have food in their mouth and do the right thing or whatever, I want to be on the right side of history. And I mean this. I'm not. I just been.
Now see how he went from those tears like that. Now he's talking back to normal. Just so performative. But then again, he's in the entertainment industry, so there's that. And shout out to Joy for the $1.99. She said, "Never a dull day." Listen, none of us was expecting that. I'm glad that happened. That was my laughter. That laugh right there. Is a good way to kickstart my week.
When you're successful, you got new friends like Benjamin, Ulysses, and my favorite, Woodrow.
Appreciate it. Shout out to DeMarcus for the 2. He says Ricky was getting that acting on with that cry. It was something.
One last thing. Tell them to bring me my money.
All right, let's continue. Whew.
And holding my peace, I ain't been saying nothing. But man, some of these videos are disturbing. And these memes are disturbing what we as a people doing to each other. We need to stop. We need to stop. And I'm done.
So we shout out to FBA Queen for the 5. He said, is he going to start singing Tobacco Road next? I don't know. Please don't give this man any ideas.
Dollar happy dance. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at?
We're going to have her on the show. We're going to support her on this show.
Oh, Lord, can you imagine how that episode is going to go? Can you imagine how that episode is going to go? With him having her on his show. Can you imagine? Shout out to Scoop for the 5. He says, I would have told everyone on the plantation we leave in the night, but don't tell Ricky. Right.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it.
Exactly.
Gonna support her, and I cannot wait if God let me live to see a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
And he goes back to the sorority. What does that have to do with anything? Again, this is all symbolic for him. We over here are way past the symbolic thing. That was a one and done thing back in 2008. That's over for us. Once that happened, there was really nothing other symbolic as far as these presidents can go, as far as I'm concerned. Shout out to Curly Girl for the 10. I appreciate it.
I'm rich! I'm rich! I'm rich!
Someone say rich?
But like I said, he's still hanging on to that symbolic thing. He's still latched onto that like it's something weak, like it's a qualifier. That's not it. That's definitely not it. Shout out to the Brooklyn Queen 125 for the 10, and also shout out to Tony Townsend for subscribing to the channel.
incorporated, read in, swear in a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. Man, as being in the Greek family myself, man, listen. Come on, y'all. Come on.
You preaching
Kamala
this morning,
Harris.
Ricky.
I'm sorry, Maria.
We with you, dog,
No,
and we
don't be.
with her.
We needed
sorry.
that.
Come on, dog.
We needed that. and they needed that.
That put tears in my eyes. And I'm not just saying that, man. I've been out here on the street.
Oh, trust me, Ricky. We know it flooded your tear ducts because we spent the last 10 or 15 minutes clowning you about it.
Trail civil rights movement since '79 when Bonita Carter got killed.
Exactly, Edwin Brown. Thank you. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court swears in the president. This is how you know they don't know what they're talking about. They up there talking about Ketanji Brown Jackson. I'm like, she'll be there, but she's not swearing her in. So I'm trying to figure out, what are they talking about? You want to talk about low vibrations? You're listening to it.
Shot in the back by a white police officer. I've been a lifetime member of the NAACP and the SELCI. I'm on regular text messages and calls with civil rights leaders all over the country. I've been involved. I do comedy and crack jokes on stage, but you don't know what I do behind the scenes.
I don't think we care to know. To those in the chat, do y'all care to know what Rickey Smiley does behind the scenes? Because I don't.
I was behind the scenes when Barack Obama ran. I was behind the scenes in the Bill Clinton campaign, in the Al Gore campaign, in the Joe Biden campaign.
So he just told you right there he is definitely a shill. Look at all the names that he mentioned, all Democrats.
My whole life, even when I wasn't even old enough to vote. When I wasn't old enough to vote, I was still behind the scenes working just where I can leave something to my kids and the generation after that, doing my part,
doing his part,
my platform that I built to try to do what's right and not make this thing about me, but make this thing about the rights of the next generation. Come on.
Okay, that's the end of that. All right, y'all. So here's the test right here. So for everybody that is in Discord, I have dropped the StreamYard link in the Discord. You have to be in the Discord if you would like to come up and speak to this. And I know y'all got some stuff to say, but like I said, I am no longer dropping that link here in the chat because y'all know what happened the last time. So if y'all would like to come up and speak to this, feel free to do so. But the link is in the StreamYard link Discord server. Dang! Even when I do it like this, Wallow J still the first person up here. That is crazy.
Hey, no, I had to test it out for you.
That is crazy. that is wild. You right on the other end laughing like he's still the first one up here.
I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
What's going
I had
on?
to test it out myself. What's going on, Tori? What's going on here behind the chat? Here's me first again.
Yeah.
But no, let me get serious for a minute. Okay, I'm done laughing. First off, congratulations for getting mentioned again by Professor Black Truth multiple times during his address to the people. Rickey Smiley just upset because what's going on now with Black people is starting with his generation. I would say Gen X, then it's coming down to our generation and the younger people, where they're looking at the Democrat Party and they're like, wait a minute, we've been voting for this group for almost 60 years and they haven't done nothing for us. So he's upset that we're not carrying on the tradition of what he's doing and what other Black people are doing is basically giving them their vote. And everybody's basically saying, and everybody online like, yeah, we're not going to vote for them, even though the Republicans are not doing nothing for us neither. We're basically saying, hey, both of y'all are going to have to come to the table and give us tangibles. Point blank, period.
And notice nowhere in anything that Ricky was talking about on there, he didn't mention anything about not one policy. He didn't mention reparations and tangibles, anti-Black hate crime bill, ending qualifying immunity, none of that. All it was, oh, she's in a sorority. She went to Howard. She's allegedly black. He's supposed to be sworn in by Ketanji Brown Jackson, which we all know is not true because that is not her role. She would be there because she's on the Supreme Court, so she has to be there, but she's not doing the swearing in. We're dealing with no clue what they're talking about. None.
No, they don't. And it's like we don't care about that symbolism shit no more. Like even now, if you go back and look at the numbers, black folks have turnout has been dropping since Obama back in 08. 2012 was like the second highest, and then it was 2020, if I'm not mistaken.
That's why I said I said if you was trying to ride the symbolism wave thing, that already happened in 2008. And that's why I said on here, that was like catching lightning in a bottle. That's not going to happen again. So we're moved past that. You got to think, for me, when I was able to vote for the first time, it was my sophomore year of college. I just turned 19. And then you had, Obama, he even came to our campus. Like when I was in school, he came in January of that year when he was in the primaries for South Carolina, which he naturally did win. And so at that time, again, that was like catching lightning in a bottle because he came out at a time when there was a lot of young voters, probably even more then than there are now. And then on top of that, you didn't have social media was still on the rise, but I mean, at that time, you only had with Facebook, MySpace was kind of on its way out. Instagram was kind of there, but you had to have a BlackBerry, crazy to believe that when I'm saying that at the time that on Instagram. Twitter wasn't even out yet. Twitter didn't come out to the following year. There was no TikTok, there was no Snapchat. So he came at the perfect time where it was like that injunction area where it was like right there in a neutral zone. And then by the time he got reelected in 2012, everyone already was aware of him and was like, "Oh, we're not going to vote for John." That wasn't John McCain.
Mitt Romney.
People wasn't feeling Mitt Romney like that, so they just voted for Obama again.
Right. That was my first time voting in 2012. Like they trying to compare her to Obama is dumb. She has no personality. Like I give Obama credit, he got personality, but she has none. And like someone else on a string on a YouTube channel said, if Obama was married to a white woman, do you really think he would have been in office in 08?
Probably not. That's another thing. He that image. Here you have this man who is definitely black presenting, like he couldn't pass for anything. He has this black wife and he has 2 black daughters. That right there was enough to get a lot of black people to go out and support and vote him, because never did you see. Not only were you getting a quote unquote first black president, but you was getting a black first family.
Right. And he couldn't escape that. He couldn't say, "Oh, I'm not black." No white people came back and said, "Well, you're not one of us. So what are you?" Because he done that. No, like you can't. They keep talking about that, and it's like, no, y'all not like that. Obama wasn't a hoe. That's one. That's the only 2 difference. She's a hoe. He won't. Everybody calling her scam. I'm gonna call her slutty. Oh, I forgot the name I was gonna use. The hell with it. But no, I'm gonna go ahead and drop down. Let somebody else come up to him and be one.
All right. Shout out to Wallow J again. Still managed to find a way to be up here first, even with the new method. That's crazy. Cosmo, what's going on?
I don't know, man. I was just my grandmother, man. I'm thinking about how she had to clean up, and no, man. Come on, Ricky. That is not the way.
That was ridiculous. And but you have to admit, him trying to force out them tears was funny.
Yes, I wish there was video to this. Jeez, I wish there was video to this. Yo, but yeah, as for you can clearly tell Ricky knows nothing about politics, and I don't know where he's compromised at. Well, I mean, like how it happened, or I mean when it happened. I know it's there. My thing is, for years I've been telling people they do nothing for us. The Democrats do nothing for us. The Republicans do nothing for us, but tell us that the Democrats do nothing for us. I'm like, where's the plan? Neither one of you. How's your ice colder? Like, you don't explain it. I'm sick of it. And this is why the couch, I understand why the couch is the thing. And I have to deal with my own family telling me we got to vote. I'm tired of the lesser 2 evils, Torian. You tell me, Have you heard that lately?
Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, you aren't the only one because I've been seeing other people say like in various like Discord chats that I'm in where they've said the same thing, that they have to deal with this with their family. And that's why I said that the political cycle can be so stressful on people, even for those who are not knee deep in it, because they're always dealing more so with their families and all types of stuff like that. Like sometimes that's why some people don't even like going to functions because of that. I was in Rob's chat earlier, and I was saying this is exactly why, you know, a lot of people wish that it could go back to in the day where your political leanings or political affiliations was kept on the low. It's a reason why stuff like politics and religion aren't talked about in schools or in the workplace, because of this right here.
Yep. And and I don't know why, Ricky, why you don't understand why we feel the way we do as Black people collectively. We starting to feel more and more like that. We're the only group that's told that we don't deserve shit. Excuse my French. We're the only group that's being told that we don't deserve nothing. We so far removed for it. But when the Kung Flu was happening, look what happened. Right in our face. How we're supposed to feel. There's not even a hate crime on the table. Like, come on. And we gotta listen to people like him shuck and jive and talk about it and bring up crocodile tears and talk about Medgar Evers and all these other people. I'm like, come on now. That don't work on me.
When I get off of this stream, I'm gonna go and listen to that part again because that was too funny. That was too funny.
It was. But you know, I ain't gonna be up here too long and let other people show up. Thank you for having me up, man. As always.
No problem. Shout out to Cosma, and before I bring up the next person, shout out to D Rusher for the 20. She said, first time watching your show. She said it actually starts with the baby boomers. We are telling our kids and grandkids to use their heads for more than a hat rack. Oh, that's how I know. Listen, you saying using your heads for more than a hat rack, you let me know your age without telling me your age when you said that, but I appreciate it. But I appreciate it. Shout out to those who are, you know, of the baby boomer generation who actually are, you know, fighting back as much as they can, because it's a reason why Professor Black Truth did a video years ago called Generation Fail. That was one of my favorite pieces of commentary from him. I appreciate it. And speaking of baby boomers, we about to bring one to the stage, and y'all all know who she is, so y'all better clear the table. Miss Niecy, what's going on?
Hey, my baby, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Good evening, family in the chat. I saw Chris Veezy's comment earlier. He said, I hope Miss Niecy come up. You knew I was coming up. But being a boomer, and I can only speak for myself, the civil rights movement era, whatever, was one failed wet dream, period. They were so concerned with sitting at the table instead of building their own table. That's why we're in the situation that we are in. Rickey Smiley, after hearing that for the second time, okay, let me collect my thoughts. Here I go. Coonery, buffoonery, effery, you know what that means. He don't speak for us as a people. Those who are in Hollywood, that's a whole other entity.
Oh, definitely.
I'm like this, and we've been saying it for quite a while. I'm over this election cycle. My booty will be on my couch. I'm taking the next day off because I'm looking forward to KG's stream, Rob's stream, your stream if you decide to do it.
Oh, no,
I want to see.
I won't be doing the stream, but I will be present.
I hear you, but
like I said, I don't have the strength to do it.
I would be interested in knowing the exit polls. That's what I want to know.
That's what I said. That's what I was telling Rob in his chat earlier. I said that's really what I want to see. No matter who wins, I want to see what those exit poll numbers are looking like as far as black voters go. That's the part to those in the chat. No matter who wins that or even loses, that's the part you really want to see, because that's going to really determine, did black people pivot or did they do the same old, same old?
But you know what, Torian? Don't be surprised if mainstream media won't report it. Because they paying attention to new black media. You better know it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I got to say. As always, glad to speak with you. Hope you're feeling better, baby.
Thank you.
You take care. Bye-bye.
Shout out to Ms. Nisi for coming up and giving us her words of wisdom, as she always does. Next up, we got Scoop. What's going on?
What's going on, Torian?
How you doing?
Chat. Much love to everybody out there, man. This election gonna be bananas.
Oh yes,
it really is. It's gonna be bananas and a mess. If you think it's gonna be some honesty going on, honesty gonna be out the window come the election. I can guarantee that. And the fact that they are trying so hard to convince us, but ain't nobody talking about reparations.
Nope.
Why is that always off the table? Why is that something they don't want to ever talk about? They want to.
They already know.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
already know.
Exactly. When they know what our concerns are. Where's that hate crime bill? Oh, I forgot you gave it to the Asian and lied on us to get it. Everybody knows the race of people that experience the most hate crime is us. But they can sit up and act like they don't know that. They know that. They like it like that. They don't want us to have any protection. I mean, they went with the DNC pulling out people in wheelchairs.
Oh yeah, that was hard to watch. I mean, they wheeled Jesse Jackson out there, but then they also, when they wheeled that guy out there who couldn't talk. I was like, he already couldn't talk. It's one thing if the guy could talk, because everyone who's wheelchair written doesn't mean they can't talk. But the man could not say anything. He was up there just mumbling, and the woman had the nerve to put the mic in his mouth. I was like, if closed captioning can't even pick this up, why did you have that man out there?
Yeah, to play on.
That was hard. That was hard, man. That was hard to watch. I had to actually, because I was watching it on KG stream, I had to click off of it and come back when that part was over.
I was watching it on there too, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, if that don't tell you the depths that they will go to, they will do anything. When you say they're two wings of the same bird, oh my God, that analogy is spot on. They don't care nothing about us. So what do they think? Come on now. Rickey, this boy, I done lost all respect for him. All respect. Not that I had too much when I seen him in them dresses, but respect out the window now. This boy really trying to cake for her. That woman not black. That woman don't care about us, and the only people she gonna care about is she get in there is people that's from her community. That woman was out here in California, boy, locking people up. She locked up more people than the transatlantic slave trade. She was busy and thought it to be funny. Most people in the Bay, my brother-in-law from the Bay, and they know about Kamala. And I heard stories about her and the way she got down. And I'm like, and this is a woman that you want to make president, and you think she's gonna do what for black people? Because Rickey ain't gonna be the ones that she come down on. Rickey got money. So what does all that?
He even said it right here when he said, based on my tax bracket, I should be voting for Trump.
Exactly. So what is all that Calfa sci-fi? What do that do for black people?
Nothing.
Everything,
like I said, everything that he said in here was self-serving. It was really all about him, but he tried to make it seem like it was going to be a representative of all of us. I said, no, it's not, because not all of us are in a fraternity or a sorority. Not all of us went to college or an HBCU. Yeah, exactly. And not all of us are in your tax bracket. Not all of us are in your profession. Like what you were saying was something that was indicative and surrounded around you. But you tried to make it seem like it was for everybody, and it wasn't.
Exactly. What do Rickey understand? Rickey don't live in my neighborhood.
Doesn't live in mine.
Rickey don't go to the grocery stores that I go to. He ain't in the bank when I'm in there. You don't go through my problem. So we out here trying to get it better for us. Rickey already got it better for him. So you can't speak. Let somebody like you go up there and speak. But I already know they ain't gonna do that because they don't want to hear the truth.
Oh, definitely.
You gonna tell them what it is, and they don't want to hear that. They gonna do whatever they always do around election time, play on black people's emotions to get us to vote for nothing. When all these other communities that when they vote, they reward them. If you want to vote, Kamala, go ask them migrants. You and Joe let in here. All the migrants you let in here, go ask them for some votes. Don't ask us. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I'll be sitting on the couch with my remote in my hand. B1, brother. I'm going to land right there.
No problem. Thanks for coming up. Shout out to Scoop for coming up. But before I bring up the next person, shout out. I'm for the Cash App. I'm not going to say your name, but I'm going to just say your initials. PN. Thank you for the Cash
When you're
App.
successful, you got new friends like Benjamin, Ulysses, and my favorite, Woodrow.
All right. Next up, we got the Church of Black Power. What's going on?
How you doing, Tori? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. New platform to do this. Got to make sure my vocals are right here. First, bro, please make sure you get you some ginger root, a lemon, some green tea, and a shot of whiskey. Put it all together, get you that hot toddy going. Go ahead and just flush it out your system, bro. Another good thing to use is that Theraflu, that good old Theraflu.
Okay.
All right, brother. All right, so just real quick, just wanted to say a few things. As a person who attended the HBCU, I want anyone who knows, I attend the HBCU right now. I'm at Texas Southern University.
Okay.
So for anybody who don't know, and anybody who's questioning, do not go around thinking these Boule members are for you. Because I guarantee you, these are the exact same people that's working against me, even in the same college that we attend together. You get what I'm saying? I have a lot of these members, not just these members, but, people who are not foundational Black Americans, people who are from outside of the country, but still holds the melanin in order to go to the school or whatnot. They're some of the biggest haters when it comes to our lineage and our agenda when it comes to reparations. I've been literally, I wrote a reparations bill and I've been trying to promote it on the campus and everything. The biggest people that I have issues with are the immigrants, people who don't have anything to gain. Because they ask me all the time, what do we gain from this? Why should we sign it? One, because of the fact that we built this country and made sure that you had access to come here and benefit from this country in which you had nothing else but negative things to say about. But for anybody who don't believe, go and just speak to someone who's in that divine nine. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be Black American. They're going to be some sort of immigrant American. That's one. Two, one second. My apologies, my nephew there. Two, I came from California. Mm-hmm. During the time that Kamala Harris was Attorney General, when she was a senator. So I grew up in the stages of Kamala Harris. If you're not from California, you shouldn't even be speaking about anything that she did in California as a way to, boost herself. Like, oh, well, that's a misunderstanding. No. Talk to Cherie Peoples about misunderstandings when they locked her up for her daughter having sickle cell anemia and going into treatments instead of going into school. So we have multitudes of stories from people from California that Kamala Harris and herself, she don't like to speak to, because beforehand she laughed at everything. All the people she locked up for marijuana, she laughed about that, talking about she listened to Tupac and smoked bud and laughed at that on the Breakfast Club. And she spoke about how it wasn't a popular situation for her to start locking up parents for truancy laws, laughed at it as if it was funny. So if you're not speaking to somebody from California, don't try to downplay her record from California just because you want her to be your next president. That's very important to say, because there's a lot of people downplaying her reputation from California. It ain't even about whether she's black or not. We know what she did in California to women who were black, who are black, and still to this day is black. So it's a disrespect to those women and every other woman who is black, who lives everyday life as a black American, to try to say, well, you're just going against her because you have some sort of hatred towards black women. No, knock that dumb stuff off. Travis Smiley, not Travis Smiley, Rickey Smiley is running around here sounding just like his homeboy, Steve Harvey. And didn't Cat Williams say earlier this year, in 2024, all liars and all lies will be exposed?
Like I said, when I did my video today about, Marlon Wayans going at Vlad, and rightfully so, it's a reason why that interview that Shannon Sharp did with Cat Williams got as many views as it did, and it went as viral as it did. Yes, we were entertained. Yes, we were laughing, but he dropped a lot of gems in there. Like, he gave us, like, it's almost like he opened up Pandora's box. It's almost like that thing where we kind of speculated about it, but we didn't know too much because we was always on the outside looking in. So we only, heard just bits and pieces that, to the point where what we thought was a rumor turned out to not really be a rumor. So Rickey Smiley, I don't know if he had a little bit of liquid courage or what before he got on the air, but what he just did right here, that wasn't it. And my thing is this: watch how they act when or if their candidate loses. That's when they really, really going to show their ass. It's all over social media. I'm like, you know what? Go ahead and do it. And give me some time so I can get something together, so go live, so I can go in on you again and have another good laugh.
Absolutely. And if you think about it, everything that Cat Williams is saying nowadays is the opposite of everything that all of these folks who are Boule bootlicks are coming out and saying. Cat Williams came out and spoke about the truth. Then he came out and spoke about reparations. Now you got these folks doing what? They coming out speaking about lies or trying to tell lies, and then trying to say, like Vanessa Jones just did, talk about how reparations isn't the situations, it's about how to move forward and all this other stuff. It's everything that's truthful. People are starting to pick up on the lies because they're trying so hard to push this lie and that whole culture of not wanting nothing for your vote. And they're seeing right now, like, look at what is Rickey Smiley said. He said, you guys, the new civil rights leaders, Joyless Reed, Roland Polly Martin,
those names he was mentioning. I was like, every name that he was mentioning, I was like, I heard the the game Metal Gear Solid, right?
Yes.
The little zip. That's what I kept hearing with every name that he mentioned. Every time he brought up a name, I'm like, you mentioned literally like a lopsided diamond of people that we do not like or care for. And he says, you should go watch Joy Reid over on MSNBC. I'm like, why would we want to go watch Saturn Rings?
But this goes to show you how these folks aren't connected with the black grassroots. They're sitting here trying to throw out all these shills that they watch because they're shills. So they want everyone you need to be following Joy Reid if you want the truth. You need to follow Roly Poly Martin because he's the next civil rights leader. This man even mentioned Benjamin Crump. And I'm sitting there like, dude, you really don't have a list at all. You don't have anybody who's working within the black grassroots to report this information back to you. You know, like how they used to do with the Black Panthers and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They had infiltrators that was giving them proper information that they can actually use against us. This man came with all these folks that we don't trust anyway, and he said, "Well, if you want to know something, you need to know these people in order to know whatever you want to know." And it's just cringeworthy to the core, my brother. It's cringeworthy. But I'm gonna say this last thing real quick because I don't want to hold you up whatsoever. I keep hearing about all this situation, the black man protecting this black woman, all this other stuff, and I ain't got to go too deep into this. My whole thing is this. For anybody who come to me and try to tell me that Kamala's a black woman, I tell them this. Okay, well, show me her black relatives. Show me her.
Oh, because we didn't see them up on that stage.
That's it.
The only black relative she had on that stage was her brother-in-law, but he doesn't count because he married into the family, so that's not bloodline.
Right.
So if you think that you're gonna try to escape with that one, you can try again. And we can't declare it on her nieces and nephews that her sister had with this man because that's extended. We're talking about siblings. We're talking about her dad, who obviously wasn't even present.
Hell, show me her black cousins, her black aunties, her black uncles.
Where's the black side of her family? The Jamaican side, her dad's side. Where were they at? Because like I said, when we was looking at all the pictures that they were posting up there, we saw pictures of her and her sister. We kept seeing pictures of the mother, but we didn't see any pictures of her dad, or maybe it was a picture there, but I didn't catch it. But every time there was pictures, whether they were going on vacation or what have you, or visiting family abroad, it was always the Indian side of the family. I don't think I saw one picture where she was in Jamaica.
Now, I seen one picture of her in Jamaica, but she wasn't around none of her quote unquote Jamaican family. I never seen any black Jamaican family around her. All I seen was brown folks who look just like her dad, who looks just like his dad, which is Oscar Harris, and looks like his dad, which is some other dude from Ireland, some goddamn where. And I'm sitting there like, well, where the hell are you getting your black from? But I don't even want to hammer on that. We can just circle around her policies and her lack thereof, right? Yeah. But one more thing, I promise you, I know I said that was the last thing, but one more thing. Any man who dresses like a woman trying to tell me what I should be doing for my political stance will never be taken serious in my eyes, period, point and blank. He was running around talking about, how could you say these things about your vice president? All the things y'all was running around saying about Trump while he was president, and you want to sit here and now talk about what we're saying while Kamala Harris is vice president, questioning her about legitimate situations. They demonize Trump, and I'm not a Trump supporter, but we got to be very clear and stand on this. Y'all demonize Trump left and right. So while you're sitting there talking about how could you do this, how could you do that to a sitting president? While you're sitting there trying to shame us for doing it to a vice president. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, family, I hope you get better with all the love and support in the world. And
appreciate it.
Be one.
Be one. Shout out to the Church of Black Power. And before I bring up the last person, I got this super chat that just came in from DeMarcus. Thank you for the 5. DeMarcus said, we keep talking about getting reparations and not getting reparations. How about push not paying tax forever? Listen, that can be lumped into the reparations package. That can be lumped right in there. Many will say that us as Black Americans shouldn't even have to pay any type of tax. Sales tax, state income tax, federal tax. Sales tax. I think I said sales tax.
$100 happy dance. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at?
But I appreciate the contribution. All right, the last person I'm bringing up is JV. This picture.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's going on, man? I heard y'all dumbasses talking about Kamala Harris. Come on, fools. We gotta vote for this black woman. Come on, man. What are we doing?
I said between
What?
you. I said between you and KG when y'all be switching these pictures up and then coming up and doing the imitations based on whoever it is that we're talking to is crazy.
Nah, man. Hey, I want to give a shout out to all your callers, man. They were actually on point too, man. Now, I want to say this because I don't think nobody talked about this, but when we talk about the benefits of voting for somebody, if you didn't listen to Steve Harvey when he had her on stage, or if you didn't listen to Rickey Smiley, they actually told you their benefits. Steve Harvey spoke about how his people are working with her people to get real estate, and Rickey Smiley over here talking about his personal connections to them. They called him when his son died and all this other stuff. And it's personal connections that gives them a benefit, not joy, not happiness, not none of the other BS, but they actually have personal benefits that they get from knowing these people, and they tell us that we need to go out there and vote for nothing.
Yeah,
because our mama black.
Yeah, because I did that video on Steve Harvey when he sat down with her, and he basically said the same thing that Rickey Smiley said. Ironically, they're both a part of the same fraternity. They didn't pledge together, but they're part of the same fraternity. And he was basically doing the same berate thing. He was saying that we have no right or something to that effect of demanding or asking for reparations if we don't support her or vote for her. I'm like, did you not hear what this woman said back in 2020 at the top of 2020 when she said she wasn't going to do anything specifically for black people? I'm like, how did people just gloss over that when she said it? She was very specific and she meant every word, because as you can see, as time has gone on, she hasn't done anything specific for black people, and I don't look for her to do it anyway. Facts.
And you know what? Speaking of which, and as you mentioned that, in Steve Harvey's speech, he said that we ain't getting no reparations anyway. And then this Kaplan dude up there in Atlanta, one of the dudes in the background said, and y'all asking for reparations. So they know what people are asking for, but they're not on board for getting it. So, but they both mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? So, and they said that you're not getting it, and they're both from the. I'm not trying to make the connection towards the fraternity, but we see what their mentality is. As long as they're doing well, and this is one thing that we have to notice: their lives are not going to be affected by who gets in office because they're millionaires. I don't know about Rickey Smiley, but I know Steve Harvey is a millionaire.
No, Rickey said. I don't know if you caught it, but Rickey said in this video, he said, based on my tax bracket, I should be voting for Trump. So that him saying that lets you know he's good.
Yeah, he's good at lying. Yeah, no, so he is a millionaire up there. He has money. So this is not going to affect these people. This is what I look at these people, and the same thing I said when Don Lemon had those 4 YouTubers on, and they're all millionaires trying to tell the people that watch them that's not paid well, that's, you know what I'm saying, they're struggling, telling them that we need to vote because of hope, not because of economics, not because of housing, not because of anything else, not because of the labor and the cost of labor, and the migrant crisis. We need to vote for hope. These mofos can. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but when you said that kind of reminded me of what Van Essa Jones said after the DNC. You remember what he said? He said something along the lines of hope, and he says we can't. Something about, I'm just paraphrasing, something about not dwelling in the past. He brought up something about reparations as if he was crossing over that, but he says we have to be talking about freedom because that was their theme. I'm like, I'm sitting here saying to myself, is this supposed to be like over 100 years ago, where we're just now getting off the plantation, and this is supposed to be some kind of a jubilee? Because of the way that they presented that, they talking about freedom and freedom and freedom. And ironically, they played Freedom by Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce at the end because they couldn't get him to come there.
Hell yeah.
But and I'm sitting here saying to myself, I'm like, I'm just like leaned in, like sitting back, and I'm like, what's going on tomorrow? That's literally how I was feeling by the end of it.
I don't even blame you, because the DNC was all about hope. It was about nothing else. It was joy and hope. I'm
like, hope. That's what Obama ran on.
Right. Yes, and that's what Obama 2.0. She's a woman, and that's the only difference between her and Obama is that she has another gender. And it's kind of crazy how now these people know what a woman is, because when Ketanji Brown Jackson went up there, I don't know what a woman is. Is that what a turtle look like? What is a woman? Like, she ain't never seen a woman when she looked in the mirror every day of her life.
Oh my God. It wasn't. And the thing is, it wasn't a trick question. When that still rubbed me the wrong way. I said that wasn't a
It has
trick
to.
question.
Yes.
It wasn't. I said that was not a trick question. Like if I, as a biologically born man with the XY chromosome, can say what a woman is as a person who's born with a double X chromosome, she has the ability to give birth, breastfeed, and all of that other stuff. That's just surface level. And what made you, as a woman who has who has this anatomy and has been walking in this anatomy all their life,
and she has a kid,
and could not define what a woman was? I'm like, yep, they got the right one. They got the right one,
bro. That's sad, man. I don't know what a woman is, man. Jesus Christ. But I don't know what else to say about this. I mean, but this is an open and shut book. Rickey Smiley, he's getting his benefits already. He doesn't really care about the people that he's trying to influence to vote because their lives are going to be affected by the policies that's put in place. He's so rich and insulated that it's not going to affect him. It's not going to affect Steve Harvey. It's going to affect the people at the grassroots, and they don't care about the people at the grassroots. As long as they can get you to the poll, waste your time, waste your gas money, get you in there, vote for Kamala Harris, get your little hope, get your. I don't. This is one thing I've never got from anybody in nowhere. What is it going to look like when you go and vote for democracy? Like, what is the difference? Like, what's going to be the difference? You know what I'm saying? And you've been in freaking office for the last 3 years. Why haven't you done anything about the economics, about democracy? What have you been doing this whole time? But that's all I want to say, man.
No problem. Thanks for coming up. And that is going to be the last person to come up. But before we get out of here, shout out to I can say this person's name because they actually use their name on here, Zavon, for the Cash App. I appreciate the contribution.
What I say for you? Tell them to bring me my money.
Shout out to everybody that came through. I think we had over 400 people in the chat. Man, this was a very interesting video to go through. Like I said, when this is done, I'm going to go back and listen to that part again where he started to try to cry. Man, that was hilarious. That part was too funny. But shout out to everybody that contributed. It was a lot of contributions. Shout out to everybody who became members or people who got gifted memberships. It was a lot of those as well. We will be back on here tomorrow with the 12 p.m. premiere. Is going to be the Noah Bush update. There most likely won't be a live tomorrow. But shout out to, again, to everybody that came through. Shout out to all the people that joined the Discord. There was quite a few people that joined the Discord this evening as well. I'm glad that y'all are over there as well. This was the first time I dropped the StreamYard link over in the Discord, and it worked like a charm. We will be continuing to do that going forward on select streams. Shout out to all of the members, all of the mods, the replay gang, the people over there on Patreon, Instagram, X, Discord. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Go into this week with a fresh mind. And I will talk to you all in the next one. Be safe and be one.